Hey everyone, so you've probably already seen these split level basements or these basements that come out of the ground a little bit and wondered how people do them. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make your basement like that. And the good thing about this is that if you already have a house, you can completely do that under your house if you wish to do so. So first of all, you do need the basement game pass and the advanced game pass to do that. So if you do not have these game passes, then I'm sorry, but it won't work for you. So first of all, what you want to do, and this is going to be quite expensive to do, so keep in mind that you will lose a bit of money. You want to get a grid of a basement. So I'm gonna just do something like that, like $14,000 in basement. That's a lot of money. Okay, so for example, let's say that this is my house. You go to the basement level, you keep the little house up here, otherwise your house disappears and you cannot see it. What you do then is you go to walls, you mark where you want your basement to be. So I kind of want it to be just under the house maybe. So there we go, and then we go to the basic shapes. Yes, the infamous basic shapes. You take your cube out, and then I like to do 3x3 areas, but yeah, you'll have to fiddle around with it a little bit. So this is my first bit, and then you mark out how much you want your basement to come out of the floor. So medium placement grid for this one. I think I want something like this so that I can put just windows inside here and have like windows in my basement. I think that'll be perfect. Something like that, and then right under the other window as well. And I'm going to show you something else that you can do in just a second. So back to placement grid large, because we do not want overlapping blocks. Same thing over here. Now what I'm going to do at the porch here is actually make it a little bit smaller so that it's in line with the blocks that I already placed. That makes it easier for future reference. And then you basically just continue filling in the puzzle like that. Same thing here. I'm actually gonna copy what I did at the porch and paste that over here so that I can have nice smooth lines everywhere. Now I'm not gonna do the back just yet because I did say that something else is coming up, so we have to keep that in mind. But yeah, now you just kind of fill in the basement that you made. You can also make your basement smaller if you do not want to spend as much money. It really depends on like how much you want your grass to be or something like that. Then something else you can do, and something I like to do as well, is make secret areas in the basement I already have as well. Now I did make this basement very low. Usually I make it a little bit higher so that there's less room in between the normal walls and the basement walls. But this time I was like, you know what, let's do this. But what you can do is if you take a basic shape again, for example the cube, we're gonna drag that up a little bit, maybe something like that. Yeah, let's keep it at this. We get our carpet, and then on top of that carpet, you're gonna wanna place one of these basic shapes that you just used and drag it down to the same height. So I do want it to be 3 blocks wide. And there we go, that's exactly the same height. I did it all on large placement, so that's easy to remember. And then you can go ahead and move your block right here, move your carpet on top of it, place your block like so, move it to the other block right next to it, depending on how big your basic shape is, and do the same thing over and over again until you fill up the area. So again, taking the block from underneath, checking the size of my basic shape that I used, taking the carpet, putting that right in the middle, large placement grid, and placing a block on top of that. And that will lead to a secret basement area I can have. Now, of course, if you want to detail it more, because the bottom is going to be the grass color, you can add another block underneath it to make a ceiling. We're not going to do that today. Or you can leave your carpet and just extend it a little bit like this to the sides, if you know what I mean, and then paint that in a ceiling color. It really depends on how detailed you want to go. But today we're not going to be making any ceilings because this is not my main house. I'm not doing that to my main house. And then same thing for the walls in your secret basement area. You cannot place normal walls or they will come out of the floor. Take your block, make it as small as possible maybe, and then you're gonna want to move that block. Otherwise, a grass block will come through it just a little bit to the inside to make sure that your grass block does not pop through your walls in your basement. Very important to mention. And also, you cannot have ceiling lights here unless you want to poke them through the floor, which is a little bit strange in my opinion, but whatever. And then same thing over here. Make sure that it doesn't pop out. So we're gonna make one bit inside of it like that. Now, of course, keep in mind with the secret part that if you go to the view of the bottom level, you cannot actually look inside of this secret part, so it's really hard to decorate it. I mean, it's doable, so it's really hard to do it, but it is possible. It's just a little bit harder. So no ceiling lights, let's put some floor lights here and call it a day. In basements, I like to use flint, because when it's nighttime, it doesn't come through the floor so much. And I think this is going to be the size of my basement unless I just continue because, well, it does end almost, but yeah, no, let's not. I'm gonna actually do it because I feel like we might need it since I built lower than usual. But yeah, if you want to make your basement, once again, you just delete the current basement you have, go to the delete button, delete the entire basement, and then redraw it. As you wish. What you can do to help with that is actually create walls to the side. You don't even have to fully cover it in. Just create walls to the side like that. Or something easier, don't do the walls thing. What you can do is put pillars on the side and stack them double like this to mark your edges. Now I do kind of want my edges to end here. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And delete the pillars I already had. There we go. And that's where I want my basement to end. So now I will remove that. I will remove my basement. And as you can see, I now have these things popping out of the floor. Again, going into basements, going right into the side here, right into the side there, and then connect the dots right there. And as you can see, that is my finished basement. That is the size I want. And then of course we can remove the pillars. And basically right now it's kind of like a puzzle. Now there's a few more things that we need to fix. As you can clearly see, it's not perfect just yet. So first of all, we're gonna do the porch. Now I'm going to use stairs for that and just drag them across the wall like this. And there we go, we got stairs to our porch already. Now here to the sides, as you can see, we have this edge. We do not want this edge. I would suggest putting walls to the side of your house and actually painting them in the grass color. Otherwise, it might look a little bit weird. And the cool thing about this is that you can always add on space to it. So you're not stuck with this part, you know? And then what I do to the sides, to not fall into a gap. Again, basic shapes, but we go to the horizontal wedge. Did I actually turn off my grid? Okay, I did. So same thing, I accidentally placed one. Same thing, you go against the wall like that. I'm currently on large placement grid. I don't know if it'll work like that. You make it as long as possible, and then you drag it outwards and upwards until it is perfect. Does this leave a big gap? No, it does not leave a big gap. So that's what I'm going to keep. You can make them less steep or steeper, whatever you prefer to do so. And now we're just going to continue adding them to the side as well. Actually, I'm gonna paint them already. Since I didn't do that with these blocks, I'm gonna paint these. Painting them first makes it so much easier and so much cheaper. Why did I not do that? So my grass is camo. I'm going to give it the camo color as well. Painting my walls. Maybe paint your walls first as well before you add these side wedges. I'm gonna wait to paint my grass because it makes it a little bit easier to see where I have a side trim already and where not. And the corners, you really want to connect them. There we go, that's the sides of the house done. Now we want to paint all of these blocks that I placed. That is a bit of a boring job, but it will look amazing in the end. And then of course you can decorate the sides of your basement however you wish. I like to play around with wall trims and like stone and stuff like that to make it look more natural. For example, this thin crown molding. You can also add fences to your stairs if you wish to do so, which I'm not going to right now. And then some of these grasses to like cover it up a little bit. And if you hate how this looks, you can always cover it up with like plants and stuff like that to the side. You can place stuff on all of these basic shapes, which is amazing. And then for the entrance to the secret room, make sure you don't place a normal door. If you did a low basement like me, it might come out right here. It doesn't now, so that is good. I'm actually happy about that. So I'm just gonna maybe lower it a little bit, like make a door frame, lower it a little bit, not too much. Something like that. Yeah, that's perfect. You can also do the secret bookcase, or maybe, what if we have these new doors, right? These secret doors. Do we have a singular one? We do have a singular one. I'm going to paint the front, otherwise I will never find it. Red. And then the back, we don't even have to paint it because it does not poke through. Okay, that's amazing. And let's see what that looks like. So this is when you go out of build mode, this is what your house looks like. I did remove the floor here, which smart. Alright, so again, this is what it looks like. So we have a bit of a steep hill. I might actually fix that to make it a little bit longer, but that really depends on what you want. And then as you can see right here, we do have our small basement level that pops out of the floor a little bit. And then in your house, same, so it all looks the same. And going into your basement, as you can see, we now have windows in the basement. And I think that looks so nice to just look out the plants and stuff like that on the ground level. Then the secret area, if we open the secret door, as you can see right here, we still have a lot of space in here to make like rooms or a playroom for kids or something like that. Just a secret room or a man cave. or a woman cave, whatever you prefer to add here. But yeah, there's still a lot of room under here that you can make without making your house look a lot bigger than it actually is. For example, a secret underground garage or something like that. You could totally do that in there. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I definitely think that makes your house a lot more detailed, and it's not so much work. Like, you can do it in 15 minutes or something like that. So it's not that much work, but it really enhances your house in my opinion. Now, anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this video helped. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, and please subscribe.